Come on in. Morning, everybody. Hey, Jody. Hi, all of our Facebook fans and all of our YouTube viewers. My name is Katie O'Neill. I am super excited to show you a really awesome 40-foot coach today. We're going to be looking at a Newmar Ventana. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. My number is 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. I work here at Transwest in Colorado. I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Remember that our YouTube channel's spectacular. We have a lot of live videos. If you look for them in that kind of 40 to 45 minute range, you'll find that they're very, very informative and full of all sorts of details, measurements, lots of small specific things to each and every coach that we carry here. We have Newmar, we have Winnebago, and we have Renegade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a really fantastic coach. This is a 2021 Newmar Ventana. This is a 4037 floor plan, and I think you'll find it's really spectacular. We're going to go ahead and start from my favorite place. I like to do these things inside out. So Jody, I'll meet you in the back. So one of the things you'll notice about this coach as Jody kind of walks through is it's a really lovely bright interior. Today is really cold and dreary. We love it. We're getting lots and lots of rain, but that's an important feature. You know, when you're looking at a coach like this, how's it going to look when it's dark and dreary? Because you're going to be spending a lot of the time that you have on the road outside camping, right? So you'll be in your coach whenever it's most yucky and kind of gross outside. So it's really important to kind of understand how these finishes work for you and how we can really make this thing glow on those dark days when you're hanging out, maybe playing Monopoly, watching a movie, whatever it might be. So here in the rear restroom, this is the main head for the coach. This is a bath and a half model. This is a really nice restroom. As you'll notice, one of my favorite features is I love our Dometic porcelain toilets. So this is a nice sturdy toilet. It doesn't have that plasticky kind of icky feel that you find with some of the lesser models. So this Ventana's got a really nice bathroom for your main guests. We do have a Dometic touchless flush over here on the wall, right above our toilet paper dispenser. And then we have controls for our fantastic fan. It does have a rain sensor, so it of course is closed this morning. And then also a towel rack. And then behind that, you'll notice that not only do we have a nice window with a screen and opening, we also have shades here, MCD shades, so you can make it dark in the bathroom if you'd like. But we have this emergency exit door. And where this is kind of interesting is you can unlock this door, pull the handle, open the door. You can pull this cover off, it's magnetic, and release the cover and let a little ladder down. So if you needed to escape from the rear of your coach, you have an escape hatch, which is super nice. As you can also see, there's a lot of room here, so you can be comfortable. I mean, that's an important feature. I also like the fact that there's a towel rack up here, or a rope holder up here in the little hook in the corner. And then I'm going to show you this. So this is kind of an interesting feature. So we have a ton of cabinet space here. This is really unusual to find this much big cabinet space. I mean, you could fit a whole entire set of paddle boards. There is a clothing rack here on the bottom shelf. This also could hold, if you'd like it to, a washer and dryer. It's actually already set and it's wired for that, so you would just have to buy the unit and have it installed. We could do that for you here at Transwest. And I have a lot of people that ask me if I can take them out so they can have the extra storage. So if you don't think that you need a washer and dryer on the road, you don't have to have one. And if you'd like to have one, very easy install for you. So I'll just show you a little more cabinet space here. This is a huge amount of room for towels and the like. Of course, we've got all of these nice solid surface polished countertops, really beautiful faucets, really large medicine cabinet. And then as you'll notice, this is all carpet lined, so really kind of a decadent finish here. And then underneath here, we have 110 outlet. So just a really nice, well-lit area, great for blow drying your hair, getting ready in the morning. And then two really big drawers, so these go all the way out. So as you'll notice, all of these drawers are solid wood finishes, and The quality of the Ventana is super, super nice. It's a very solid coach. It has a lot of storage, as I mentioned earlier. Here's another closet with lots of room for something like a full-length coats, any kind of motorcycle gear you might have if you're riding dirt bikes, things along those lines. And then we've got a 35-inch radius shower. And this is really important to show you because it's got this nice skylight here, and I'm not that tall, but I am pretty tall. I mean, I'm not pretty tall. I'm kind of short, but plenty of room to get fully wet in the shower. I've got a handheld shower head here. I've got a nice little area I could put my shampoo and conditioner, and then I also have my aquamizer system. And the reason I have that is because this coach has a $13,000 upgrade that makes it hydronic heat and instant hot water. So you've got a tankless water heater in this unit, which is great because you've got 105-gallon water capacity. So 105 gallons of fresh water, 75 gallons of gray water. Super, super huge improvement in 2021. They kind of upended the balance of these. So instead of having a lot of black water, you only have a 55-gallon sewage tank, but you've got a 75-gallon gray water tank, which is really a big deal. And then as you can see here, I can kind of shave my legs, wash my feet. This hasn't got it like the magnetic close. And so what's cool about that is it keeps it nice and insulated in a cold day, so it keeps the warm air in the shower so you don't get cold. And as you can see, we have really nice, beautiful finishes throughout this coach. Let's take a look here. I think next we're going to go ahead and go into the bedroom. But before I let you out, Jody, I wanted to show how this door looks. So nice, solid rear door so you can have some privacy in the morning when you're getting ready. And that'll bring us into the captain's quarters. So this is a really beautiful bedroom. One of the features I like most about this RV is that you have nightstands here with both 110 outlets as well as USB ports on both sides. So you have, you can plug in plenty of devices if you've got one or two phones that you like to use, or maybe you've got your iPad and your cell phone and a laptop. You have plenty of charging for all of those things. And then as well, you have a 110 outlet here on top. So in this cabinet, if you needed to keep a CPAP machine or anything along those lines, you have not only an outlet here, but there's also a little hole, and there's a grommet right here where you can run your cords through that. So I think that that's pretty awesome. Another nice feature about this RV, I think, sometimes we come into these RVs with a little bit of a gaudy interior. I like that this is kind of contemporary. You'll notice it's got some really cool detailing on the wood, but nothing like too squishy. I mean, it's just a really nice detail throughout the coach, very modern feeling. And then Jody, if you can pan to the right, take a look at this smoky mirror. I love this smoked mirror. I love the way that they do this. This is such a nice dark finish, so it's not so overwhelmingly bright in the cabin. And I also wanted to point out that this is the remote control, so you've got these kind of rounded corners on this Sleep Number mattress. So very nice, his and hers side, or his and his, however that happens to be for you, but you can both be comfortable. Sometimes one side's for the dog, one side's for you. I know we sell a lot of RVs to people for their dogs. And then in here, oh, I thought I turned all these on, but there's nice well-lit wardrobes, and there's also a plug in the back of this wardrobe on each side. One of the things that's nice about that is if you wanted to charge a laptop and maybe kind of keep it out of sight, you could do that. Keep your cabinet closed, no one would know the better. And then I'll just go ahead and show you some of this drawer space down below. And I didn't mention it earlier, but that is a 72 by 80 king RV king mattress. So if you need that information for ordering your sheets off of Amazon, that's there for you. These are really nice deep drawers. You've got 5 of them, so plenty of room to store goods. And then you've got your Blu-ray player here, and you've got a really spectacular television. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's a really nice Samsung. Here you've got an emergency exit, as well as a 110 outlet underneath here as well. So another place to plug things in if you want to, you know, use this as a workstation, for instance, maybe put a monitor there and a shorter chair, you could do that. And then just once again, another wardrobe, fully lit. And then throughout this RV, you'll notice that we have these really nice light switches. They're just touch light switches. They glow when they're on. And then this is where we've got the controls to bring our slides in. Before I do that, I want to show you what this door looks like, because this is a bath and a half model, so you could have privacy where this whole quarters in the rear is yours. So as you can see, you would have plenty of privacy. It's almost like having two full rooms. There is a bed up front as well, so you've got lots of extra sleeping quarters here. And Jody, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and pull the slide in for the bedroom, and we'll move to the front into the galley. And maybe you can start over there at the corner of the kitchen and just start to get some of those countertops. So you'll notice that I have the sink covers off of that sink. It's a stainless steel undermount sink. It's got two basins and a residential faucet head with both pour and spray features. And one of the things that's really nice about this kitchen is if you look at how deep that kitchen is. And one thing that's interesting in this coach is you have an optional kitchen window. This coach doesn't have the kitchen window, but it's got plenty of light on the inside. And I had somebody who mentioned earlier to me that she thought she really preferred to have no glass back here because she wanted not to have to clean this kitchen. So as you can see, Newmar uses this really beautiful mirrored glass tile. Just kind of brings in a little extra light, gives you that feeling of being in a high-end residential kitchen. And I love this feature where we have the cutting boards on the back of each of these covers. So when you take these off, what's really interesting about this is, once again, this is that option. It runs about $13,000 to give you an all-electric coach, but you save all of the room for your 10-gallon water heater. That's not on here because you've got tankless water or hydronic water, so you've got instantaneous hot water. If you're plugged into a 50-amp power and you have a sewer and you've got a city water supply, that means endless showers. That means you can be in that shower for as long as you want. And if you're like me with long hair, it's really a luxury to be able to kind of get cleaned up at the end of the day, get your hair washed, get ready for your next morning of hiking and whatever else it might be. So I really like that. But on top of that, you also get this really nice feature where you've got this true induction cooktop. And a lot of people say, well, what's the benefit? Well, first of all, you've got a fuel source that you're eliminating. You don't need to have a 25-gallon propane tank underneath your coach, which gives you more storage. Secondly, and most importantly, you're reducing your fire hazard. So this true induction cooktop, if you wanted to put a paper towel down on this cooktop and put a pot on top of it to boil water, you would boil the water and the paper towel would be fine because it's using electronic or magnetic energy to heat up that water. It's not actually using a flame. I have a 13-year-old daughter. She's an amazing cook. It would terrify me to have her make breakfast for me in the morning without having, you know, some kind of supervision. Just because if something goes wrong, this is a really small place that could go up quick. I don't want to use emergency exits. I'd really like to have something like this. And on top of this, if you take this true induction outside, you can actually remove it. There's a plug. We've got plenty of outlets outside. And if you want to cook bacon, or if maybe you caught some trout and you want to cook fish in your coach, but you don't want to cook it, or sorry, cook fish while you're camping, but you don't want to cook it in your coach, you can actually take this outside and use it there. So it's really nice. One of the best features, there are different levels of induction cooktops. This induction cooktop has 1 through 5, and it also has a temperature setting. So you can actually set the temperature so you can sear things to a very specific temperature and really get like a nice ahi tuna, any kind of steaks that you might be making on the inside if it's raining and yucky outside like it is today. You can really get a precise cook. So if you haven't tried it before, I certainly encourage you to go to your local kitchen store and let them show you a demonstration. It's pretty amazing technology. All that being said, of course, if you're cooking a lot, you need lots of room for spices. Once again, this is all carpet lined on top, so this Ventana is a really, really nice offering by Newmar. And it's interesting because at this Ventana level, you get all of these great features like this carpet lining, you get these solid surface countertops, you get tons of kitchen storage, all the pull-outs, so all of the luxury you would expect with Newmar, all the soft closed doors. This is a matte finish, so not the high gloss. That is a differentiation. If you want to get a Dutch Star, you could get a high gloss with that really sparkly finish, but I think that this is just lovely. This is a sable maple. And then plenty of room there. I mean, I put olive oil in there, probably any kind of barbecue sauce, whatever you might want. And then I love this drawer. I don't know what I would put in there, but I would imagine you could do all sorts of fun things. And of course, A great place to keep your scrubber and sponge. Now keep in mind, because of the fact that you've got a dishwasher on this unit, you're not going to need that as much, at least. And then plenty of room for your trash can and any kind of supplies down below. And then this is what we call your silverware drawer. Currently it's chock full of remotes. This RV does come with a universal remote, as well as this remote here. We do have the Nova awning set up on this, so this does have the upgraded awning set, which is super nice. We're not using it today just to keep those dry. We don't want to get them wet and put them away for somebody else. Since it's not our coach, it's going to be yours, right? And then Newmar always supplies extra touch-up paint for the exterior, which I think is super nice. And you've got this little silverware drawer. So great place to keep all sorts of stuff. And then here, of course, a nice place to keep pots and pans, and you can keep your dishes stacked in here. It's really a great idea. If you do that, then you can take them on the road. You don't have to really worry about it. But here's where we get some really nice extra storage and counter space. So this is awesome. So lots of extra storage here. And this is just a nice feature that you'll find in the 4037. I do have this out here, and I have it out on purpose. I can send this sheet to you. It has all of the features that we have here, but really important, brake sync and V-Ride. These are two features that are going to really change the way that your RV handles. So with V-Ride coupled with Comfort Drive, V-Ride helps to reduce tilt, so you don't have that kind of swaying feeling on this RV. This RV is 12 feet 10 inches tall, so it's pretty tall. So having that V-Ride is a really nice feature. And then Comfort Steer, if you haven't experienced before, I really encourage you to come down to our dealership. You don't have to buy something to test drive. I mean, one of the best attributes of Newmar isn't just fit and finish, it's actually the way that the RV drives on the long haul. Initially, it's going to have great power. So in this 40-foot model, what happens is we go from an ISB, a 6.7 liter Cummins with 360 horsepower, to the ISL. The ISL is an 8.9 liter Cummins engine. It's got 400 horsepower and 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot more torque, and it also is the smallest entry. There's two 40-foot Ventanas. These two 40-foot Ventanas, along with the other 5 43-foot long Ventanas, come with a tag axle. So that tag axle, coupled with the extra horsepower and torque, you go from 800 foot-pounds of torque on a 37-foot coach to 1,250 on that 40-foot coach. But that tag, what it does is it acts kind of as a cantilever. So not only when you hit a bump is it making it more comfortable on your drive, with the Comfort Steer, if you're fighting the wind, you know, it's pushing from the back. This is a diesel pusher, so your engine is back there underneath that bathroom. If you're pushing and you're steering and there's a crosswind, you might be fighting where you're like Popeye. You've got this one big right arm. That won't happen with Newmar. You're going to be nice and balanced, because the propensity of this coach is to stay straight without you fighting the RV. So it's going to give you a much more comfortable drive on the long haul and a lot less driver fatigue, and it's going to be just a lot more easy to drive. But that tag axle also does something nice in that it has a 15,000 pound towing capacity. So that's a lot of towing capacity. The 360 is still great at 10,000 pounds for flat towing, but it also increases your trailer capacity from 5,000 to 15,000 pounds, which means you can have a much larger trailer in the back of this RV than you could the shorter version. So that big Freightliner, chassis coupled with the Cummins engine is a really, really superior drive for a lot of people that haven't done this before. You don't know what the difference is, but when you do know the difference, you buy a Newmar. So we've covered a lot of features so far in the kitchen. The one thing I think is so cool that you don't get in any other RV that we offer is a place to keep your coffee pot. No, not a bread maker. This is not a bread closet. This is where you keep your coffee pot. I use a French press. If I had this little nook and cranny over here in my kitchen, I would keep my coffee maker here, because yes, for those that haven't done this before, they fly off the counter if they're not anchored in, or in a really nice convenient little storage space. Okay, so that's going to bring us over to our pantry. Another one of the nice features in the 2021 model, 2020 we had a little button here, and if you forgot to push it, you pull it and you'd break off the thing. Not that I haven't done that 5 times. I mean, don't feel bad if it happens to you, but it's nice not to have it. And then you push these to release, and they're really, really big. So they're super long, nice and wide. They're adjustable. They go all the way down. So you've got tons and tons of storage in your pantry here. Very, very convenient by Ventashelf. Super, super nice feature. The other thing that happens when you get into the Hydronic heat package is you get a number of different things. You've got the flush mount induction cooktop, which we've already covered. You've got the Oasis continuous on-demand hot water. It gives you 4 extra house batteries for a total of 8 house batteries. So that's a lot of extra battery storage, which means you can run off of your inverter a little bit longer at night. We are also solar prepped. Please ask me about installing solar. We have chosen not to use the 4 100-watt solar panel system offered by Newmar. It's over $5,000. I can save you a ton of money and do 3 175-watt panels on top of this coach. And instead of having 400 watts, we could have 525 watts of solar. Big improvement, less money. And if you want, we can even add that extra panel, that extra 175-watt panel, and get up to 700 watts of solar on top of this coach in that same space. Still for less money than the package that comes from the manufacturer. So if you're interested in asking me questions about that, please feel free to reach out. Okay, so extra batteries. You get a better inverter with this package. So instead of a 2,000-watt inverter, you've got a 2,800-watt inverter. And then also hydronic heat and an improved 19.7 cubic foot refrigerator. So really big refrigerator upgrade. I left all this stuff in here. I mean, it's just nice to have it kind of closed up until we're actually going to deliver it to you. We do prepare these very nicely. We do a 2.5 to 3 hour delivery. And we will make sure that this coach is ship shape and ready to rock and roll. There will be no blue tape on it when it's ready for you. But until then, there's no reason to have anybody else in it. And I love these little cheese drawers that they're at the bottom that they're doing now that have the adjustable, colder and warmer temperatures, and then the humidity temperatures for your fruits and vegetables. And then there is a water filter on this coach as well as an ice maker. What's nice about that is we have a whole house water filter coupled with this water filter in your coach. You can drink water anywhere. And then we do have a water dispenser here on the drawer. So all that being said, now we've covered the galley. What's in between the galley and the bedroom? Another bathroom. This is that 1.5 bath model. And it's really nice. When you get in here, I'm going to show you this because it's actually a really nice, comfortable potty. I have plenty of room. The door pivots, so it doesn't come anywhere close to hitting me in the knees. I still have plenty of room in here. I have a ton of additional storage, as you can see. So if you've got kids that are traveling with you and you want to keep some extra supplies, bug spray, suntan lotion, all those things, you've got lots of extra room here. Or just household goods. If you wanted to keep, some laundry detergent in there, you could, bug spray, cleaning supplies, all those things. And then you've got a really nice big medicine cabinet. And again, there is a 110 outlet down here as well. And I love the vessel sink. Isn't that beautiful? Just a beautiful vessel sink. Really nice high-end finish once again. And then more storage. And this does have a Dometic flush. So this is once again that touchless flush where you just put your hand over it. Another little window in here, as well as another fantastic fan up top. And then here where you have your fuse panel and all of your breakers, you also have, again, more storage. So this is actually a great place to keep the books. There's plenty of room there, or toilet paper, I don't know, whatever you feel like. There's a lot of room in this coach. It's super, super nice. So, and I don't normally go in the bathroom because it's so tight, but this is actually a pretty roomy little bathroom. Okay, so let's bring us to our dining area. Look at the size of this window. It is magnificent. Super, super beautiful. There's a rule in the RV world: 6 for drinks, 4 for dinner, 2 to sleep. It's a really good recipe for happiness. But if you decide you want to have 6 for dinner, you can. There's extra chairs under the bed, and I'll show those to you now because that's probably a good idea. But let me show you the extra storage under the table first. So we have these little releases are way down here. But as you can see, great place to keep anything like cereal boxes, potentially, a laptop if you're going to be working on the road. Also, you could keep bread in here, so lots of room there. This is your bag of your bag of books. It's really handy. It'll give you lots of information about this coach. If you can't find the answer there, we have Noogle. And then Transwest actually employs a gentleman by the name of Bill Habercorn. His whole entire job here at our store is to answer the phone when people have questions. So not only do you get a world-class presentation from Gary Mavellin at the time of your delivery, you've got myself, you've got Bill, you have Newmar, and then you also have Noogle, which is a Newmar support system online. And beyond that, we actually will have a specialist that is dedicated specifically to the Ventana model line that you could email or call. And I'll show you their information before we go today. So back here in the bedroom where these extra chairs are, I also put the leaves earlier, so I just want to show you where these are. So you have a ton of extra room here underneath the bed. So even if you wanted to keep the leaves underneath and the chairs, you could still put like all of your shoes, hiking gear, all that stuff could easily be stored underneath your bed. So I love that about this coach. Okay, so now that we've seen that, let's go ahead and go up to these great recliners that we have in the front. So this is an optional feature. It's called Recliners with Lampstand. And I guess what that is you can put a lamp here, and there are outlets down here underneath. Your cup holders, when you have the theater seating packages, are normally kind of integrated into the couch. So this is actually really cool. You can have, you know, a nice place to have maybe some chips and guac while you're watching the football game. You've got a place to keep your beers cool. I get the one in the front, I think, because that's the most, yeah, that's the right hand side. But yeah, so super cool there. Nice little place to keep all your DVDs if you do that. We watch a lot of DVDs on the road. And just so you know, we are going to show you what this coach looks like closed, because you can watch a movie while you're driving down the road in your Ventana. I don't know that you'd put your feet out the whole way like this, but man, these are super comfortable recliners. And the thing that's actually really nice about them is you can move them around. So these pivot and swivel, so you could actually take these out and move them further around the cabin because they're not anchored in. They're actually freestanding, and they're just resting on the carpet here. So super great here. The televator down, I want to show you what that looks like, because the 4K TV that's going down right now is a Samsung. We do have a Bose soundbar above it. We do have really nice storage as well. But you know, most importantly, and then this is where you would put your receivers. We don't supply the receivers, but this does have everything that you need. So if you wanted to get on the road, we can go ahead and get your receivers installed. We can do any of the setups. But plenty of storage. But if you don't have this storage up, you've got this beautiful, once again, really, really nice window. And, you know, this is just one of those things where we are in a really kind of dark and dreary day, and it feels really homey and comfortable in this RV, and I think that that's super important. So I'm going to toss these pillows off to the side for a second, and I want to show you how this couch expands. I tell people all the time, you don't have to use this couch for guests. If you have little babies, grandkids that are, you know, I don't know, 17-year-olds even, like my 16-year-old son that just turned 17, who's almost 6 feet tall, he has a king size inflatable mattress that we use for him, as opposed to pulling this out. But it's nice to see, oh, take off the cushions first. It's nice to see how this bed works. I like the inflatable mattresses personally because I can just pick them up when it's morning time and throw them on top of the bed in the back. And they're easier to stow as opposed to making and unmaking this queen size bed. But this is a queen size bed, so it is super comfortable. There's a little release right here, just pull. Whoop. Legs go out automatically. There are some seat belts here underneath, you can see those. And then this just slopes up, and there's a plug in the back for your air mattress. So this is a really nice accommodation for anybody that you have in terms of company. But like I said, you know, you could still use this, or you could just put them on the floor, leave the couch intact, and have an extra place for another body to sleep. More my style, but to each their own. So super nice there. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift. And then once again, you just hold this little bad boy when you drop. Tilt. Down, super simple. The Velcro is a nice indicator as to which way these go. Pop them into place. Beds back together in seconds flat. So one of the most important features on RVing, I think, is ease of use. And this is a really easy to use coach. So let me put this back here. A few extra storage areas up front here. Great place to keep your water bottles. So if you've got any kind of goods you want, a little taller spot there for water bottles. And then on this side, I think you'd probably keep your suntan lotion and bug spray, things along those lines. Maybe some gloves in case you've got firewood and stuff that you want to be able to get ready. And then just so you know, what we've been looking at today is the Belmont interior, and we will also see the Belmont exterior. Really beautiful package. So these are 6-way power seats, super comfortable. They are recliners, they do turn around, and there's a few differences in this coach. One thing that you'll note is that this is a 3-slide RV, so this entire wall slide will come in. It's a hydraulic lift, it goes up and in. Electric lift that comes up and in, and then this one comes in, and then there's another one in the back. So we've already put those in the back, but before we put them in the front, because I will show you that walking space, if you will, I want to kind of show you a little bit more about this cabin. And first and foremost, we were talking about your brand specialist. Erica Miller has been assigned to this Ventana. So if you have questions, one of the most important things is not only do you have a phenomenal manufacturer like Newmar behind you, you've actually got a brand specialist that specializes in this coach. You can email her at ventanaservice@newmarcarp.com. You can call her, there's a phone number. And then Freightliner, this is a Freightliner chassis. We do have an optional Spartan chassis. But Freightliner is amazing. They have a lot of available service, and they are really, really good about always answering their phones. I just adore them. We do a lot of training with them. They do a lot of, like, the integrated brake control that they have now has this braking system where really if you have your brakes fail, there's a bypass where you would still be able to, well, first of all, if your brakes fail, your coach will stop, but you will still be able to access and stop your vehicle behind you. So your brakes to your trailered vehicle, whether you're flat towing or it's a trailer, would still be able to be applied because there's a secondary unit that bypasses that system, and that's a lot of technology, but really cool, and it happens. Okay, so this is a really nice, huge window. The screen also moves, so if you've got to get that toll money out, you can do that. Here's your hydraulic leveling system, easy to access. Cup holders right here. I really like, in fact, let me just get in here, Jody. I'm going to turn this on. So one of the new advantages in 2020, we started doing this really cool digital dash. So you can see your tire pressure here. Also, you have your adjustable pedals. So if you're like me and you're vertically challenged and you need to pull those closer to you so you can reach them, you've got your adjustable pedals here. If you're a taller person, they'll slide away so you can bring yourself closer to the front while you're driving, and you'll have plenty of leg room, be nice and comfortable. But I love that you can change and look through all of your gauges, check out your fuel economy, set your configuration. You've got your diagnostics. So really nice feature here. You've got your miles per hour displayed right here in the center, and then you've got these digital tach and mileage per hour gauges, which is super awesome. Also, you'll notice that we have Bluetooth phone control here, as well as your radio control and cruise control. And we've also moved, so both the 360 horsepower and 400 power Cummins will have the Allison transmission. It's the same transmission, it's a 6-speed. It's controlled right here. If you put the RV into reverse, it will turn your camera on, and then it gives you this, can you hear that noise? It's kind of light, but you actually can hear, there's a microphone in the back, so you can hear who's back there. So if they say something, you can actually hear what they're saying. So if they're like, stop, you're gonna hit a tree, you know that that's true. So anyway, so super nice. And then your engine brake is right here on your stock control now. So pretty cool there. And then turn signals are right here, and then you've got these really gigantic windshield wipers because you have this really gigantic windshield. And I never knew this, but this is a higher platform, and then it angles down, and that's for better visibility. So Newmar and Freightliner take everything into account when it comes to driving experience. I love this. That's so badass. I love that. Anyway, oh, sorry, I said a bad word. But it's really cool. I mean, come on, it's really cool. Oh, and then you can charge your phone right here. There's also one next to the door. I'll show that to you in a second. USB ports as well. And then, of course, you got your air conditioning. You've got this really big compartment down here. But yeah, so super, super cool. Heated mirrors. You've got these really cool convex chrome mirrors on the outside. They're gigantic. They really make you feel like you are in charge of the road. And like I said, with Comfort Drive steering, it's just a completely different ride quality than anything else in the marketplace. Also power mirrors, which is nice. Your tag dumpies here. Why would you dump your tag? You dump your tags just to get the air out after you're parking to determine whether or not you need to level your coach. Okay, so let's look up here. So Oasis, again, that is part of that hydronic heat package that you have, tankless hot water. Here you've got tank measuring system. Of course, it's all digital, really, really nice. And then you also have your home, there we go, HVAC system. So this is where you're controlling. I'm running heat pumps today, just so you know. I'm keeping it, I set it to 72. It was about 62 when I got in here. So this has been on for about 25 minutes. And it's already 73 inside, which is really nice. And also in the bedroom, you can see it's 68 in the back there. So really easy just to set. Nice there. And then this is going to be your slide control for the front two slides. And then I've got the security lights on and the step lights on. This is for your Girard awnings. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, your Nova awning package. I'm sorry I can't show those to you today. They are absolutely spectacular. But Jody, with no more ado, I think we should definitely show everybody that we've got a little more storage here. Another great big TV. It's almost football season. If you want to take this bad boy on the road, go camping, watch the game, you will not miss a minute. In fact, you could watch it lots of places. But Jody, if you wouldn't mind, I'll open this cabinet for you. Go ahead and bring her in, and let's show everybody how convenient this slide is when it's all the way in. Perfect. So I always get kind of a kick out of this. It's important to understand how these things work, because if you've got pets, you know, cats, dogs, children, whatever it might be, you definitely want to know how much room you have to walk when the coach is completely closed. And it's always astounding to me of how much room Newmar gives you in these coaches when it's time for them to come in. As I say, yeah, you got a little bit more to go, and it'll reach up. Right about there. There we go. So plenty of room here. And one of the important things to understand is this is your access to your bathroom. So you can get in and out of your bathroom through your coach, which is why that door is pivoted like that. But you also have access to the pantry, because who wants snacks? Kids do. What happens every time you start moving in an RV? Somebody's hungry. Somebody's thirsty. So all of your microwave burritos, they're all right there. Super simple. If you're like me, you can have the kids do the dishes, make you a sandwich. My daughter makes the most amazing turkey sandwiches. There's nothing more gratifying than being on the road with your family, telling stories, having the whole family, having lunch, getting to your next destination, talking about how excited you are to get there. But then plenty of room. And like I said earlier, you might not put your recliner out, but man, you have plenty of room to watch a movie, play board games. You can really just keep on living in this RV. Now, if you decide you want to microwave a burrito while you're on the road, if you get the washer and dryer installed and you want to, you know, wash your clothes, if you want to wash the dishes, you can run your generator, you can run your, you know, Penguin heat pumps, you can run your air conditioning, all of that stuff while you're driving. We get that question a lot. I know we forgot to mention this overhead storage, so Jody, we can just do that since we're up and at 'em right here. But this is a great place for lots of board games. And then once again, this is a really nice offering by Newmar. You'll notice that everything is, again, carpet lined. The wallpaper is beautiful. The finish is complete. The doors are so solid. The Amish manufacturing quality that comes out of Napanee, Indiana is just second to none. And we are so lucky to have such a good relationship with them. I mean, right now, Villa Furniture isn't doing anything but OEM. So we're really the only people getting that product right now. And we're just lucky. We're really lucky that we are such a good company that's got such a great reputation in the community, because it's what's going to allow us to keep manufacturing RVs for you. Even though these supply chain issues are really tight now, we are really looking good. We've got a lot of incoming RVs. I've got, this one of course is available for sale. If I didn't mention it at the beginning, hold on, gotta get that jacket past this ring. Apparently I'm too fancy. Okay, there we go. This RV is stock number 5N201319. Again, 5N201319. Let's go ahead and hop out. And on your way out, Jody, let's just do a little bit of a show and tell. You can go ahead and step down. I want to show them a slide cover for the steps. So here's your step cover. So I love the way this works. So if you do have fine furry friends, or you just want to have a place to rest your feet, it's totally flat. I think that that's a really big deal. And then over here on this side, you'll notice that you see this. We've got a fire extinguisher, and then we've got lock and unlock for our baggage control department. So if I put this coach in drive, this will actually lock all my compartments for me, and then your battery disconnect. Also, you've got that phone charger I mentioned earlier, where you just put your phone down and it charges right there on top of the panel, which is super handy. And then 110 outlet, once again, with 2 USB ports. So lots and lots of controls right here in the front. And last but not least, those controls are really handy if you're traveling and you need to put out your desk. So if you want to do some work on the road and you want to be comfortable, you've got plenty of room to do that. And then Jody, you know what we've never shown before? Look at that. Isn't that cool? I always forget to show this to you. I don't know, do you keep like ice in there and beer? No, I'm just kidding, there's no drain hole. Plus I don't think you're supposed to drink and drive. But it's just really cool that you have these storage little things. I mean, definitely a great place to keep doggy water bowls, something for the fine furry friends to keep their puppy food down there. Now, one of the things that's really nice in this level is we get to the point where we have a touchpad and a doorbell. So we really like this. This is a nice security feature. As you can see with the screen that we have, you can see out of it really well. So if someone comes and rings your doorbell, you can still have it locked. Of course, you do have your traditional deadbolt, but you've got your pad entry, your keyless entry. So if you just wanted to set your code so that only you knew that to get in and out of your coach, you can do that. And again, this is the 4037, and this is the Belmont. And you'll notice that we have our Carefree Awning over top. Now we will have awning toppers on all of these by Carefree as well. And then it's funny, I had someone come up the other day and they were rubbing the RV, and I was like, oh my God, no, we don't do stickers. This is a masterpiece finish. We only do full paint. So this is a full paint finish. It's beautiful. Fueling center right here. And then we do have the chrome baggage handle. And then this is pre-wired for the Dometic. So if you would like to put the Dometic freezer in here on a slide, this is another one of those features where maybe you like using your igloo. Maybe you want something that you can take out and drag around with you, and you don't necessarily want that Dometic in here. But if you do, it's already loaded up and ready to go. So that would go right there. Of course, that tile is that extra tile for the interior floor. And I hope you saw how pretty that was. We did choose to get 2 of the slides. There are optional slides. We went with manual on these. These got a 1,000-pound weight capacity. They're really big. When the slides are out, they actually are big enough so that you can load them underneath the slides and then push them back in. And that's why not getting power is cool, because they're super fast. And that little air hose, just so you know, you could air up your tires while you're on the road. And then here's another slide. There is a nice 110 outlet set right here. So this is like where you could set up the entire, margarita bar for the football game. So you got all your drinks, all your cooler, or your ice, everything ready to go right there. And of course you're like, what game, Katie? Well, this game. Okay, I'm totally not letting this go, Jody, because I can't reach it. So you see that wireless sound bar underneath there as well? That's going to give you the capacity to like listen to Jimi Hendrix, a little Led Zeppelin while you're sitting around the bonfire. So that's all wireless as well. Super handy. So somebody told me the other day they love these pegboards. This is great. You can hang anything you want out here. Really nice little extra place for storage. Any of your tools that you're going to use while you're on the road. Keep your gloves in there if you'd like on a little hanger. This is the bedroom slide. This is that door for where in the rear bathroom. And then here's your chassis batteries. And then this is your chassis on and off. So this is where you could turn your chassis off. Your house batteries, of course, are right beside the door. And then back here is your Oasis hydronic fluid. What that means in English is there is a hydronic fluid, which is basically antifreeze, circulating underneath this RV. And that gets really hot. And then when the air blows over the top of it, that's what gives you hydronic heat. It's also what powers your tankless water heater. I did not mean to leave this coach on, so if anyone wants to comment that it's really loud, I apologize. I left it on after I started it. But that being said, look at how cool this thing is. So one of the nice features we'll talk about today is that that's a new feature offered by Freightliner. So what you're seeing there is actually where your air is already set from Freightliner. It comes that way. So again, this is a 15,000 pound towing capacity with 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. You got your 7-pin is already in place, got your hitch in place, and you've got your air line in place. So this thing's ready to rock and roll. So now we're going to go past our really nice LED light display. We'll get back here into this rear cabin. This plug here is for your block heater. So you do have a block heater. It would be unusual to be in a place where you needed one, but if you plug that in, that would warm your engine. And then here, a little more storage. They do go through, so they are consecutive, which is nice. Uh-oh, sorry about that. And then right here, you've got a 13-gallon DEF tank. So in the 37-foot coaches, you'll have a 10-gallon DEF tank. Anytime you get over that 40-foot threshold in Newmar Ventana, you'll get a 13-gallon DEF tank. It just means you stop less frequently. And then this is hose storage right here above your tag. So you can keep a water hose in here. It's got a little drain hole in there, so anything wet. And then I love, this is a great little bay. As you'll notice here, you've got hot and cold water. You've got your low drain points really easily identified. There's the shower head. It usually hangs out right here. You've got your city water, your whole house water filter, your power hose reel. Really, really nice, clean setup. Newmar never cuts corners when it comes to this stuff. They know that making things easy for you is important. And you'll notice right below that line that has the antifreeze in it, that's because this coach is winterized. There's a little drain plug, so your black water hose just goes straight out the bottom right there. So you can go ahead and keep this door closed. And then this is your power hose reel. So your 50 amp just really easily rolls up. You don't have to have a lot of room for storage. It's so much easier to store when you've got a power hose reel. You have so much better storage. It's so much more efficient. And then there's a power outlet here, or a coax outlet here if you wanted to plug in for cable. I'll tell you right now, with the 4K TVs that come standard on these coaches, we are afraid that there probably won't be much room for satellite or cable in the future. Most people are going to go digital. Here's your Oasis hydronic heating system. So this is what's giving you all of that great heat, all that power. You know, the the endless showers, all that's coming from that system there. And then this is just the back side of that other slide, and it comes out both ways. So you can load both slides before you head up onto the road. Nice and easy. And then this is, again, you have 8 house batteries. So with that extra package that we have, you don't just get hydronic heat and all of the benefits of the larger refrigerator, but you get 4 additional batteries come with that package. So that's where they're stored. And then again, another fueling station. So this is a dual fill. That makes things just really fast and easy. 100 gallon fuel capacity. So again, 105 gallons of fresh water, 75 gallons of gray water, which is huge, 55 gallon black water, and 100 gallon fuel capacity. So this coach can get on the road, and we have all this extra space because we don't have that extra fuel source with having the propane. Again, these convex mirrors have turn signal indicators. They're power. They are heated, so if you're going to go in cold weather, it's great. We have standard these little cameras on the side, so they'll show you a video of whatever's to your right or left, so you'll know whether or not you passed the car you're trying to pass before you get back over into your lane. And then, of course, this is where we keep all the brains. No one does it better. In here is the release for the front, and that is where you're going to find your 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna fight with it in the cold. So your generator's right here underneath. And again, today we are looking at a really beautiful Ventana. This is a 4037, it's a 2021. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill, and we are at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, stock number 5N201319, 5N201319. If you've got any questions, 303-562-8659 is my direct number. Please feel free, send me a text, shoot me an email. I'd love to cover any information that you need. We can talk about the differences between the models, the options, the packages, and we can get one in your driveway so you can get out there and go camping. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for signing on.